There are some sewing tools and gadgets and gizmos that I know exist, but I've never used before. Do you have a tool or a notion or some little gizmo for sewing that you put off experimenting with because you thought it'd be too much trouble? And then when I finally use it, I'm like, why did I wait so long to try this thing? It is amazing. And today I want to talk very quickly about one of those little gizmos that I think is really underrated. It's kind of similar to sewing patterns. For example, the patterns that we kind of don't look at as much, we don't think are as valuable or useful in our wardrobe. Sometimes those are the pieces that get the most use in our closet, or even the most joy when we sew. In case you missed it, at Love Notions, our new pattern right now, it's actually the last day of the release sale, is the Opus Vest. This is a beautiful, fully lined and really beginner-friendly woven vest. It's classic, it's tailored, it fits beautifully with those princess seams. It has an included full bust adjustment, and it has two different lengths, a cropped view and then a standard view. And it's so an on-trend piece right now. Like, we're seeing vests everywhere, and how wonderful to be able to make your own. Because I know for me, finding one that fits in store is next to impossible. I hope that you take a look at that pattern. We've got it sewn up in several different fabrics here. And one of the ways that I was able to customize my latest make was by using a very special little tool that is so underrated, I can't believe I've never tried it before. And that is the covered button tool. Take a look at these pictures here of my newest vest. This is the cropped version in a wool that we picked up at Vogue in Evanston, Illinois. And I love how this vest turned out. It's like that deep purple is so fallish, and it looks really cool. And one of the things that I've noticed about this pattern as I've been wearing it the past couple weeks is during this time of year when it's crisp and chilly, but I'm not ready for like a full coat yet, this has been the ideal way to add a warmer insulating layer without a lot of bulk. So if you haven't gotten this pattern yet, you need to go look and hurry, because the release sale for it ends today. One of the ways that I was really able to customize my make was by using covered buttons. Now, I'm kind of a newer sewist. Like, I haven't been sewing for as long as many other people have. Tammy's been sewing for ages and ages, and I've really just been sewing for like the last 7 years or so. And there's so many like tools and gadgets and gizmos that I'm sure are great that I just haven't had experience with. And one of those things is this covered button thing, and it seems so silly now. It's like these things that seem like they're super hard are actually so easy. And that's what I found with the covered buttons that I made for my latest vest. Now, this wool that was purchased at Vogue in Evanston, you can see it's got this beautiful texture. It was just like the perfect weight for this vest. I did a lining on the inside that was just this really simple satin from, I think it was from Hobby Lobby. And I knew that when I was sewing these buttonholes, I needed to have something that really matched well and was like sleek and perfectly fit with the style of this vest. And these covered buttons, this little kit, was something that I found at the Vogue Fabrics in Evanston. And I thought, now is the time to try. So I got this little kit, and I expected this was going to take like ages and ages, and I will show you how easy it was. So let me just get into what I've got here and what this how this has helped me. I can't even see anymore what brand this is. It's called Max Ant Buttons, and it's just a little gadget that helps you with a little form for your button. It's a shafted button, or a button that has this little loop there, this little metal loop there, and then you take the form and you press fabric into it, and then you combine these together, and you make a covered button. Now, I don't know why I thought this was so much more complicated than it was going to be, and I thought that if I put the fabric in there that it would be all like frayed and loose and it just wouldn't turn out very well. But it turned out to be actually the perfect thing for my new Opus vest. So when I got this container at the store in Evanston, it came like this. There's about 8 buttons in here. They're called size 24. They're a 5/8 inch button, which is actually just a tiny bit bigger than the pattern had initially recommended, but you could use any type of button size on the Opus vest depending on your preference, or you could just leave buttons off altogether and let the fabric really sing. I definitely wanted to have the classic tailored vest, and so what I did was pick up this package of the 5/8 buttons. I only needed, for the cropped version, I only needed 4 total buttons, 3 for the front and then 1 for that back strap. And I actually tested this out on the back strap first to make sure that the concept was gonna work for me. And then I just took a scrap of my fabric. Now I think that having fabric like this was important because, as you can see, it's pretty, this wool kind of like attracts a lot of lint and hairs and stuff, so pardon me. Having fabric that is a little bit more on the drapey side was, I think, a good thing. It's kind of thinner, and so I think that helped facilitate. I think if I was going to use like a corduroy or something a little thicker, I think this would have been more challenging. So all I did was take there's a stencil here that was on the front of the package, or on the back of the package, on the cardboard of the package, cut that out, and then I cut out another corresponding piece of fabric on my main fabric that I used. Then the kit comes with a little form like this. This is sort of like the base, and then it has like this little pusher thing, this little blue thing. And all I did was take that little piece of the circle that I had cut out of my main fabric. I embedded it into the base of this bottom clear plastic part. Then I took the like the metal covered part, the smooth covered part, put it into that base. Then there was kind of like fabric coming up along the edges, push it all the way down. Then this has like a little, like the little cap thing where the shaft or the shank of the button is, and push that in with the little like plunger, like push downer thing. And then I ended up with a beautiful button. So easy. So anyway, that was just a silly little tool that I got so much satisfaction from, and I just wanted to encourage you that if you were looking for a way to really upgrade your Opus vest, that looking into some covered buttons is a super inexpensive, super easy way to do it. In fact, I would say that this took less time overall than many people take to sew a buttonhole itself. It was super fast and easy. And actually this kit I think was like maybe $5, so totally worth it. So now I'm ready to wear my Opus vest for the entire season. I've just really loved seeing everybody's versions of these. And if you're wondering what this vest looks like on a variety of shapes, of bodies, in different fabrics with different lengths and all of those sorts of details, and you want to see that, like what this might look like on you, please take a look at the last video that we uploaded, which is the Opus Vest lookbook. It has all of the tester makes in all the different sizes and all of the different lengths. It's really helpful to envision these pieces on real bodies. I think that's one of the things that makes buying from a real small business, a real independent pattern company, we're not using AI to generate these images. These are real life. Nothing has been altered to make it more appealing or whatever. This is true and real. So that's one of the great things about buying from a small business like us, is that you know what you're going to be getting, and that it's been tested thoroughly by people who know what they're doing. I know I'm going to be wearing my Opus vest a lot this season, and I've got my gray one here in this gabardine, which is in the standard length, and I know I'm going to be wearing my cropped version in this wool suiting, and I know Tammy's going to be getting hers a lot lot of use as well. She made hers in this really beautiful plaid suiting fabric, and I think we're all gonna really enjoy our Opus vests. Do you have a tool or a notion or some little gizmo for sewing that you put off experimenting with because you thought it'd be too much trouble, similar to my experience with these covered buttons? Drop a comment and let me know about it. I'm really curious to hear what else I can do to upgrade my sewing game. Happy sewing. Make sure that you grab your Opus vest, and we'll see you later. Bye.